Hi, I'm Andy Carlson, and today we're going to be cooking a ketogenic chicken parmesan because the chicken de Parma, chicken parm, you taste so good. And yeah, we're going to cook it in our dirty kitchen because this is real life and this is YouTube. This is not the cooking channel or Food Network. Nah.
So we have our chicken breast, and we've already butterflied it. We've already split it in half. And this is Valentine's Day. You could say that this is it's the heart-shaped chicken breast. So what you want to remember here is once we pound this thing out, you're going to want to have a wet hand, and a dry hand, so you don't have any cross-contamination as we're seasoning up this thing and get ready for the frying pan, which is ready to go in loads and loads of butter. So we have this thing plastic wrapped, and of course, since this is real life and no one has like one of those metal hammer things, we have a 5-pound weight. So let's go to town in this thing. And once you're pounding this thing out, pound from the center outward, because if you're just like pounding the edges, that's when you start tearing the chicken apart and you don't get that nice flat piece of chicken. You just get torn apart chicken. And it doesn't take a lot of force, especially if you're using a dumbbell. And of course this is fine since this is sealed up with the plastic wrap. We're not hammering straight on the chicken. Be very wary of that. Yeah, this is the great thing about chicken breasts too. When you pound them out, they get nice and big. You got a lot of surface area for tons of flavor in there. And one of the things that you do miss when you go ketogenic is great things like chicken parm, because what's great about it is that you got that breading, you got that cheese, you got that butter, you got the olive oil, and it's so good and so tasty, and a little bit of sauce on top. But all right, so we have our chicken breast now. And again, working with the wet hand. Now, so not exactly perfect, but that is life, and we'll work through it. It's actually not too bad. So we got our chicken breast here now, and what we'll do, put her on the plate. We'll use a season. Get this bad boy out of here. Alright, so season up. All you gotta do, this thing's gonna be pretty wet to begin with, but I like cracking an egg right on top. Don't have to be anything fancy. And what you would do with the normal chicken parm is that you would run it through with the egg, drench it with some flour beforehand, because the natural wetness of the chicken will help the flour stick. Then you put it through the egg, then you put it through the Italian breadcrumbs and the parm, and then you get like triple layers of just ooey gooey delicious. But since we're going keto on this mother, we're keeping this thing very, very simple and very, very delicious. And that's the whole thing about cooking, is that I've been cooking for a number of years, and it never has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be overly fancy, and it'll still taste delicious. Get an extra plate here. So we got our chicken that is already soaked, and we'll transfer this bad boy over. Get this one out here. All right, now to the seasoning part. So we got our wet hand, remember, and then we got our dry hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some granulated garlic powder, and we're also going to do some parm. And then when we're done, we're going to hit with a little Himalayan pink sea salt and some black pepper. Really go to town on the black pepper. So I'm going to start with the parm. Get that in a nice, even layer there. And then the garlic. I really like going hard on the garlic. It's really, really good. Plus, in absence of breadcrumbs or flour or anything like that, a little extra garlic, it may singe a little bit, but also it's going to give it a little bit of brown color once you're cooking that thing in the butter. Because off camera we got a pan with 2 tablespoons of butter just going and ready to go. Now, some places cook in olive oil, but with the high heat, that will be not so great. I mean, you're going to lose the flavor. It's going to be a little bit acrid. And of course, we talked about olive oil at high heat can do some weird things that you don't really need. Ain't nobody got time for that. So get in here with that. And also, we're doing chicken parm today, but this would also be great if you miss like a chicken piccata, where you got the lemon sauce and then capers on top of that. But, all right, so we got that nice and done. We're gonna wash our hands. Super exciting part of the video, right? And then, like we talked about, pink Himalayan sea salt. Nice little bit of that. Ground pepper. Oh, yeah. I greatly enjoy going to town with some black pepper. So don't mind me. Season to taste however you want. Flip this bad boy over. And rinse and repeat. All right, let's get it ready for the pan. So I just realized that we weren't recording because I'm stupid, but that's okay. We had 2 tablespoons of butter, rip-roaring, ready to go into the pan. We slid it in. It's going to take a couple minutes on each side to flip it. And key thing is that you don't want to crowd the pan. Like if you have a chicken breast butterflied and then pound it out, like this is going to be about the perfect size. Because otherwise, like if you try to jam 2, maybe even 3 in here, that's going to lower the temperature of the pan, and then you're not going to get a nice sear, and also you're going to get some mushy, like really uneven chicken, and ain't nobody got time for that. Something I like to do too is just lift up underneath and then let that butter just like go back underneath the corners. Also, you get to peek at how the browning's coming along. Alright, that seems pretty good. So now, pick up your chicken breast. Then I also like to make sure that that butter is like recoating the pan, so you get a nice even seal on both sides. Say that breading came off a little bit, our quote-unquote breading, but that's okay. But overall, some really nice brown chicken here, because we got the egg wash, we got the parm, we got the garlic, and then we got all that great seasoning as well. And since this is pounded out really thin, once we toss this thing in the oven, it's going to take maybe about 5 minutes, and that'll be perfect for the next step. Alright, so we got our pan ready for the oven. We got the oven at 400 degrees, ready to finish this bad boy off. Put down a little olive oil, make sure that our chicken does not stick to the pan, because it would be really a shame just to lose all that delicious bottom breading, quote unquote, that we worked on. And coming on in, eventually. Come on, baby. There we be. Oh yeah. We got the delicious looking little brown flavor going on, and now what comes next? Sauce. And yeah, sauce is marinara sauce is really divisive, especially tomatoes in the keto community, because there's a lot of added sugars, and it's really just a bunch of garbage. Not a lot of fiber in tomatoes either, so the net carbs are going to be pretty high. What I like to do is, and we do this for the ketogenic pizza as well, you take a can of tomato paste and then you add in a little bit of pepper, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. I didn't add Italian seasoning this time, but whatever, life's not fair. And then you just add water, and then you whip it up until you get a nice paste-like consistency. And we're still going to take it really light on this, because like we said, pretty high in net carbs in general. So we're just going to add about a tablespoon, just so we get that marinara taste on there. The essence, as it were. So right on top, working all the crevasses. There we be. And then just as a nice little flourish, we got a 1/4 cup of mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put this bad boy on top as well. There we go. I like leaving it in the middle. Don't want to make it like a pizza, because I really like seeing those edges, those nice brown edges. Shows that our work is being rewarded. Oh, one more thing. Yeah. Also, what you can do is you can do some actual parm as opposed to the powder. So work that in there as well. Oh, baby, headed to the oven. And after about 10 minutes in the oven, oh all my life. I wish I could smell this. I pray for someone like you. Here we go. On its surface, this chicken breast is going to be 475 calories and 23 grams of fat. But here's what I like to do. So we got our olive oil. Put a nice little tablespoon of olive oil across that thing. Make sure we get some extra fats in there. They'll add 125 calories and 14 grams of fat, and just a nice little squeeze of lemon across the top. So all in total, this thing's going to check in at 600 calories, 70 grams of protein, 37 grams of fat, and 3 net carbs. So that is delicioso. And let's, before we go, let's just cut a nice little sliver up there. Oh, you see that? Nice, delicious, juicy. Still got some brown on all of their edges here. And let's make sure we get a little bit of the cheese, because why not here? Heck yeah. Eventually. There we go. Mwah. Oh my God. I say that chicken breast is boring, and it kind of is, let's be honest here, but this is amazing. It is so easy to do, and bam, hit it up. All right, keep following along our channel. Subscribe. Subscribe, be over here. Watch our next other videos. Yeah, do that up. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all at Andy Carlson Show, and we'll be cranking out new ketogenic cooking videos every single week.